welcome pure ones, dear ones, those who have an open heart, cosmic beings. What you call chosen ones because you chose yourself to do the work. I salute you. If you're still under attack, just know that the tables have turned and karma has been released. And if you are being attacked by in any way, psychically, remotely, you have to fight with everything you got. It's like a serial killer. I want you, bum, bum, bum. I want you so bad, babe. I want you. I want you so bad, it's driving me mad. Boom, 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 boom. She's so heavy, written in the thing. They imagine you're like this heavyweight. You gotta be light. But you gotta fight with all your might, all right? Like if a serial killer has you in their dungeon and they're playing with you and they're murdering you, you gotta fight back with everything you got. You gotta kill. Murder, she wrote. Murder, she wrote. Kruang Bin's got a dub version of that. So without the lyrics, but do 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 do. Ba ba bum. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Do do do. Do 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 do. So there's nothing that they can do with their spell work that isn't already within you, because all is within. The primitives, which are very, very old, they're still primitive. They never evolved. And on my channel, you get the process, the creation, and the response. But I am in no way responding to any stalkers. No conversation. No contract, no invitation, no deal. There was never an invitation. There was never any deal. And so karmically, they owe. They're gray or something, pulled off an ancient Persian ring with a mythological creature on it. Priceless. Their karma is they will lose probably 7 rings. Priceless, ancient, mythological creatures. I mentioned before the sword of Brahmashira Astra. Only the pure ones can invoke it. They say you have to repeat it 300,000 times, but I'm sure you can invoke it with less if you say it, sing it, speak the words with intention when you're aligned. That's you going nuclear within your own body, saying, I have nothing to do with this. You don't engage. And because all is within, if you have nothing of that unwanted timeline within you, that's how the timeline split, baby. Because there's nothing within you that has anything to do with that. You go nuclear and their timeline is nucleared. Boom. Without you doing anything but praising the only creator that's worthy of praising and meditating on that, it's similar to the Gayatri mantra, but at the end it says, my enemies, kill and destroy them. So let it be known, if you are an enemy and you're watching, you're going to be killed and destroyed. And if you have the same enemies as me, don't worry, they're going to be killed and destroyed. That's just karma. Without lifting a finger, that is the process, the creation, and the response of how the whole world works. It's a wheel of samsara. People are trying to steal your so-called stargates, gateway access through digital keys, which is total BS. What they're doing with sound and light, this little Harry Potter stuff. Oh yeah, I'm going to take Harry Potter off the shelf and put it on the curb. Anything reflecting in your life that you don't want in your home anymore, that reflects a nightmare that you may be living in, get it out of your house. Wormholes like that are wormholes, they're insectoid. Actual gateways, a Lyran doesn't even need, and all of you have Lyran codex, if you have a big lion heart. I did like a death dose of mushrooms maybe 5 years ago. It was all Kundalini, nothing to do with mushrooms. It was in between the dimensions. You can see all these little rainbow size neon balls going all around. And then there was like a Lucky Charms dimension for distraction or young souls, I don't know, and the Golden Gates. And I'm the one that opened the Golden Gates. I was like, bring it. And that's when a lot of interesting stuff started happening on Earth. But if you don't want something in your life and you're high vibrational, you can just say, this is not happening in my reality. So the dark ones, they try to hypnotize, and they gang stalk, and they try to implant possible reality scenarios that maybe is true or false in their nightmare world. But if it doesn't apply to your world, you're just like, that's not happening in my world. And you just quantum beam out of there. They try to implant fear in you because fear is a lower frequency vibration. I've said it before and I'll say it again. Fear is the frequency of the archons themselves. It's not a human emotion. The so-called fear of God that's implanted, that's the demons in you that are afraid of God. So you hear me sing a lot, and often it's KO. I say KO, that means key. Like Rania KO, Raphael KO. Rania is uranium, by the way. I'm like nuking there. You can't steal that with the tone. It's not just the sound. You can't record the sound and have the same reaction. Because to open up a personal key gateway, it's always personal. You have to have the intention and the heart and the grounding behind it and the knowing. And only then will it open up. So just recording and making a copy, that doesn't work. It just doesn't. So all they're doing is stealing from all of the pure ones, chosen ones. They're trying to like break in and go through, but they're not going to get anywhere. They're just accumulating and accumulating and accumulating such horrible karma that it will lead to croak. Because they're committing murder. They're committing crimes against humanity. What do you think the karma is for that? So it's very important to keep your body clean. But if you've been drained, gotten very thin and like a corpse of bones, don't fast. You need to eat. You need to drink lots and lots and lots of water. Stay hydrated. That's how they took the ring. They were just siphoning so much. They couldn't eat, couldn't sleep. If you're like that, you have to drink a lot of water. Make yourself drink. Drink until you purge. See, it's just very, it's like an idiocracy that's being birthed, where they're trying to take what can't be taken. Like, I'm showing you guys how to do it. You have to be aligned, put the intention, open your heart, and then it's like protect, listen, and let go, and it will come to you. But you can't just record the sound frequency and have the same response for your own will, because whatever is in your own personal sound frequency is just for you at that time. It's always going to have that specific reaction according to your own will, because it's your voice. There's so many fail-safes that God put there. And yet, stargates aren't even necessary, because all is within. You just put your intention of where you want to go. It's all this tech that they're doing with opening wormholes about this big. Spy into Sedona or whatever. That's some Harry Potter shit. That's a wormhole. That's not a stargate. That's if you're seeing that, that's you also got a wormhole in your head. That's the crazy part. So everyone's got to focus more within. Close your eyes, go within. Put a little Merkaba to protect your heart. Start the top tetrahedron clockwise, the bottom one counterclockwise, and expand it from there. have the top of the tetrahedron up here and the bottom of the top tetrahedron around your hips clockwise. Spin the feminine tetrahedron slightly below your crotch, the top, the base around your shoulders, and this one's counterclockwise. So you always have clockwise on the top, counterclockwise in the bottom, and that seals you and creates an anti-gravity on the inside. What the AI is doing is flip-topping your head and feeding off your brain like piranhas. Or all down your spine if you're very unlucky and they're really playing with you. And what kind of karma do you think they're going to get for that? Earth is where you learn lessons. It's not where you continue doing the same stuff without repercussions. Those who chose themselves to do the work, you have some very, very amazing karma coming. So open to receive it, and to open to receive it, you must feel safe. To feel safe, you must have boundaries. You must know your worth. And you must know that it's not all sunshine and rainbows outside of your own personal reality. Other people have their own personal realities, and they could be in a totally different dimension. O Mataya Keo Shani Yameo Seinyata Shari It's like they take a pure essence trying to elevate themselves, and just in the act of taking it, they kill it. It's like pulling a flower out of the ground. And they try to preserve it in like formaldehyde or something. Do you think it's going to have any life-giving properties? No. It just dies. It's murder, she wrote. Murder, she wrote. So another story. This one from 1988. Yahoo! Downhill skiing. From a brother. Looks like he's jumping down. I have been skiing for 8 years. I had to train hard. I had to stretch all my muscles every morning, go skiing every day, and put a big effort in it every day. When I found out I was good enough for the Olympics, I was very excited. I trained extra hard and tried my best. Every day I checked my skis and tried to do better every day. The day is finally here. The Olympics are waiting. I drove to the airport and picked up my first class zone, my first ticket class zone. It was luxurious, and practically all the magazines were about the Olympics. When I got to Calgary, I was so excited. I stayed in a first-class hotel for 5 days. Then I had to do what I came here for, downhill skiing. The first time I went down, I lost by 1,000th of a second. But I wasn't discouraged. The second and third time, I won a gold medal. It was written. You're going to get the gold. These are the pure-hearted ones who have hearts like children, because that was written by a 10 or 11-year-old. 10 or 11-year-old boy. And here, oh, it's written murder right there. The Case of the MC. So this is Maestro. This is from 1987. It says it right there, murder. I didn't even know it said that until I pulled it up. Everything reflects. I'm not a murderer. But if someone's gonna murder me, it's just, that's karma. You know, it's gonna come back on them. That's all I'm saying. That's natural. That's how it works. My hands are clean. The Case of the MC. Filippo. Everyone has a right to self-defense. Be good to your body and stay safe. That's all you gotta do. That is defense. Just you being safe. I promote peace and nonviolence. I'm just saying it's natural that violent people will get violence returned in ineffable ways by God. The Case of the McFlippos, or the Case of the McFlippos murder. Mr. George McFlippo works on the 18th floor. Remember that video, 18 Wick? George means farmer, I believe. So Mr. George McFlippo works on the 18th floor of the Empire State Building. He is wanted by most of New York's criminals because he is a witness of a murder. One day at 12 p.m., October 31st, Friday the 13th, 1987. Okay, is it October the 31st or Friday the 13th? A little bit of dyslexia going on there. So maybe he meant October 13th, Friday the 13th, 1987. 12 p.m. On the roof of the Empire State Building, Mr. George McFlippo decided to look over the side. He fell over. The police could not find out why he had fallen over because there were, what does that word say? There were larks? There were larks higher than he all around the building. Cars? Higher than all around the building. Higher than he. I don't know what that says. The police could not find out why he had fallen because there were... I'll let you figure out if you can see what it says. Because there was something higher than he all around the building. They thought he might have committed suicide. But finally they decided on murder. They thought they knew who had done it because there were only 2 people in the building at the time, Mr. McFlippo and the murderer who had escaped from the New York Penitentiary for mentally disabled criminals. The police made a citywide investigation. They found nothing but the footprints that he had left. The footprints led to a note saying that he was in the warehouse just outside the Empire State Building. They found him, and there he confessed to the murder, and he said he did it for his friend in jail. You see, they are murderers. And the police is going to get them, and they will confess. They're cuckoo, they're crazy. Mr. McFlippo. It was written on November 23rd, 1987. After the fact, clearly. And what do we have here? The sneakiest escape of all. Looks like there's a whiteout. I think he just meant to white something out, but to me it looks like the whiteout is what he's escaping from. It's going down a manhole. Sneakiest escape of all. Looks like he's going through some kind of tunnel, sliding down a manhole right next to the train tracks. Someone went off track there. Chapter 1. The sneakiest escape of all. It was a black, stormy night, and the hard-hitting rain came down in torrents. Inside the state bank, the cold sensation continued to hinder the nervous robber as he turned to the last number of the combination. It opened. The alarms went off. He quickly gathered as much money as he could and ran out the door. By the time he took 3 steps, 3 police officers had guns pointing at his head. They took him to prison. He stayed there for 5 days before he got a plan. He was going to escape. When he was in his cell, he unscrewed the air vent with a nail file and crept in. He closed the vent after him. He heard the footsteps of the guards coming, but this time he wasn't nervous because he had put his pillow as his body and 2 pipes as his legs. The guard walked away, not noticing. Not noticing he'd gone. He had gone to the main air shaft, which led to the outside of the prison. And when he got out, he was near railroad tracks. He jumped onto a storage car, which took him to Chicago, where he led a new life. So, even if somehow your enemies manage to escape prison, they will be on the run and in some other city. Going to Chicago. What is that song, Going to Chicago? Led Zeppelin? Is that Led Zeppelin? Gonna make you burn, gonna make you swing. A burst of luck. Or maybe it's you that needs to escape to a new city. If you feel imprisoned, you got a jailbreak out of the Matrix. So a burst of luck. And there's a scribbly drawing. I don't know what it is. You tell me if you know what it is. Is it a tree burst? Oh, this is chapter 2. Same story of the bank robber. The day the bank robber got to Chicago, he couldn't find a place to stay. Of course, he couldn't go to a hotel because he had just come from prison and had no money. That night, slept in a dumpster. He found all kinds of garbage bags with rats in them, trying to find food. He found a beggar covered with bugs, but he didn't care. No, he found I guess it's some kind of food. I don't know what's written. Pizza. He found a pizza covered with bugs, but he didn't care. He just bit right into it. Crunchy, he said. The next day he woke up and jumped. He heard the sounds of sirens. He thought it was for him, but he realized that they had just caught a bank robber. Just then, the thief was about to be captured. He hit the policeman and ran away. He dropped the gun in the dumpster and got shot by the police. My, said the escaped bank robber. I wonder if this could come in handy. Looking at the gun with an idea of the bank. See, they're just serial. They just keep on going in circles and never learn their lesson and eat the bugs on the pizza. Very insectoid. So they're always on the run in some kind of karmic loop. Chapter 3, The Big Break. Or break it. There's some interesting characters here. It almost looks like Penguin. And break is written like the brakes on your car, not break. But this is what, like something breaking something? Trying to break the glass on the vase. The big break. The next day, he found some old pantyhose. He put it over his head and walked over to the bank next door. He had hidden the gun in his shirt, opened the door, turned the open signs to closed, walked in, pulled out the gun, and made everybody throw all their money in a big bag. Or in a big bag. He got away, bought some nice clothes, ate very well, bought a house and furniture, a TV, and some stock and orange juice. Something in orange juice. He lived in luxury for many months when he had to rob another bank. See, it seems like these criminals, there's no reform to them. And this is where God comes in. This karmic justice is at play. My life as an astronaut. My life as an astronaut. After 5 years in space camp and flying jets and taking electronics, I finally got my turn to go into space. All our instruments got checked, our fuel supply, and our radio. As I sat in the capsule of the rocket, I felt a great sensation rush through my body. The countdown began. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Ignition! The rocket started. We started to rise higher and higher until we got into outer space. The way he wrote higher is like hier, which is yesterday in French. Yesterday and yesterday. We started to rise yesterday and yesterday. Started to rise higher and higher until we got into space. I radioed Earth to say we had made a successful flight and I was going to help build the space station that was under construction. Its purpose was to be able to explore space more easily. When we arrived there, we got a warm welcome and discussed our job. My job was to fly a spacecraft. My first day on this job, I delivered cargo from one station to another. They were all supplies, some of them food, some oxygen, and some of them missiles. Missiles, you spelled it kind of like missiles. The missiles are used to explode craters to find different sorts of rocks and to crack open boulders. I feel some kind of energy rising. I think someone's getting excited. Missiles are used to explode craters and to find different sorts of rocks and to crack open boulders. I stayed at that space station until it was finished. Years later, they discovered 2 new planets. I discovered the first one, and my friend discovered the second. That same year, I returned to Earth and retired as a millionaire. I love these stories my brother wrote, as simple as they are. He always gets a lot of money at some point. They're out of this world. All right, so the lesson is, if the planet you're on sucks and is full of criminals, maybe you got to go find your own planet, meaning create your own timeline by exploring and building, serving. Because even the burst of luck for the criminal, it doesn't last long. The sneakiest escape, it doesn't last long. The criminals always get caught. Even if they don't by Earth police, they get caught by astral police. So I'm feeling a lot of tiredness, like almost like a jet lag, and an excited energy at the same time. And like 2 energies trying to mix that don't quite mix. So it's like a, let's say wishy-washy, but it's not wishy-washy. It's just, it doesn't, it's kind of like oil and water. The energies don't quite mix, so it creates like patches and bubbles kind of thing. I think this is, this might be coming and going till mid-October with Pluto retrograde. As things get dug up, energy rises. So focus on going real deep to the center of the Earth. Avoid all the nasty in the upper Earth crust. Go right down to the center. Find a silvery emerald green light. See a black panther in the four directions. 4 black panthers, friendly black panthers with emerald green eyes, guarding your space. And even plant yourself. Just go, take your body, sit on the earth, in the center of the earth. Get real grounded. Put yourself in a seed shape, kind of like a drop, little seed shell. And have that seed start to spin around you clockwise and open 1,000 petals like a lotus. And you become that lotus of rose gold, peach, creamy, silvery, dazzling diamond. Jelly plasma, crystalline structure. Moving too fast for anyone else to tap into. The others, it just looks like nothing. Maybe some wind. So you are the seed, lotus flower, protected by the 4 black panthers that all have their eyes on you. And they all beam out a pink ray from their heart that goes and connects with your sacral center, your destiny point in your back, belly button in the front, your hips. All this lights up and glows pink. And you feel a clockwise swirl around the outside and a counterclockwise swirl on the inside simultaneously. It's going so fast that these two oppositional swirls start to feel like butterfly wings. One of them going slightly faster than the other. Can't even tell which one because it's so natural. It just happens on its own. It's an activation, opening your creative center. It opens, and you see Isis there with her wings spread out, guarding your space. And Egyptian hieroglyphs start to raise through your body, upwards, recoding your holographic body, recoding your templates through your uterus, the walls of your uterus made of gold, golden hieroglyphs, depictions of Isis with her wings protecting, rising all through your body. And you see the Chinese character of love many, many times, millions of them coming down, raining through your body in gold. So Egyptian hieroglyphs up, Chinese characters down, or whichever other Chinese characters you like or know, or just have them come automatically. And you can have Hebrew or Arabic or both, going from right to left. And you can have Indonesian, Sanskrit, going left to right. And just set the intention that all of these words mean love, protected, harmony with the Most High, in honor of nature, purity, calmness, stillness. Whatever you would like to code yourself as, or let your higher self, oversoul, take care of the scripting for you while you sit in union with yourself, in union with your higher self, in union with your seated self in the center of the earth. All is within. And while you let the rescripting take place, focus on the back of your head, the front of your head, the left hemisphere of your brain, the roof of your mouth, your teeth, your bones, your throat, your inner tube from your perineum to the center of your head. Give a squeeze of your perineum and feel the connection in the center of your head. Roll your eyes upwards and then let them relax as though you're gazing over a balcony. Give another squeeze to your perineum. Feel the center of your head. Feel the center of your head start to expand in cosmic purple light. with sapphire royal blue. Let the sapphire royal blue and cosmic violet light expand through the top of your crystalline rose, diamond, lotus. Like wisps of pollen shooting up. And let there be a pulsing outwards sensation of the flower. And every now and then with your kundalini, the burst upwards. While the flower pumps and pulsates outward with your heartbeat, getting wider and wider as your heart opens and starts to fill the room of wherever you are, as far as you would like, or within whichever safe boundaries you would like. It is up to you. It's always your choice. Feel your spine start to loosen and align naturally. Feel those tight spots. Just let go. Send some love to your kidneys with sapphire blue light. And like two activating butterflies,